Hey everybody, hey, you're on.
Yes,
Everybody,
ma'am.
this is Fat Man Mike Nasty. This is Annie, my producer, and my two co-hosts. I got Cat in the Hat and Felix the Cat, my two co-hosts. So when I go silent, that's my co-host right there. Until I get some real co-hosts, dude. But right now, this is Mike Nasty doing the Mike Nasty late night sports talk with Mike Nasty with my co-host. This is Annie, my producer. These are Felix the Cat and Cat in the Hat. When I go silent, these are my guys. They'll back me up. How you doing? This is Mike Nasty. I'm sitting here on a Tuesday night.
No, on a Wednesday night.
On a Wednesday night. So, I was just looking at something and I messed it up. Hey, it says to watch Mike Nasty. How you doing, everybody? Hello, Mrs. Crumbacker. Crystal, first one on. How you doing, Crystal? This is the Fat Man. My name's Mike Nasty. This is Wednesday night. I'm trying to do some sports talk here. Wednesday, late night with the Fat Man. I call myself Mike Nasty. So, a couple coaches got hired today. They did a few. You know, Arizona, they got a guy named Cliff Kingsbury from USC. He was a Texas Tech guy. They got him from USC. And the Jets just hired the ex-Dolphins coach Adam Gase as their head coach. So I think there's only one spot open right now that's left. Yeah, she'll keep me in line. So you find out that after 1 year they fire Wilkes and they give this guy Kingsbury. They bring him in there because all these guys like McVay and Shanahan, they're all good with these young quarterbacks that they got. You know, he's got Garoppolo. Shanahan has Garoppolo, and McVay has Golf, and they're executing these guys and their offense and how they're treating them, how they're developing them, and that's what this guy Kingsbury is supposed to do. His offense was a high-powered, pass offense, so Kingsbury is supposed to be a good fit for the quarterbacks, and that's what they're looking for. And they're young guys and their offenses, so you got these things, So he's there to nurture Rosen on, to make sure that the guy is going to develop and become what he's worth. They picked him in the first round, so they want the guy to develop. So they got a coach that's going to go in there and develop him. And he changes to a structure of the guys. He doesn't, he's not old school. He's a young guy, good mind. Some of the older coaches have sat down and talked with this guy to pick his brain, to see what he's about, Most cats, everything back then, everybody goes copycat league. Everybody follows what everybody does, Back in the day when you had the West Coast offense, the spread, and all that stuff came out. And then now you have all these things, all these different offenses that are coming out, and everybody's jumping on them, So you see everybody out there doing this stuff, and this guy's supposed to be able to handle these young players and get them to develop, and that's what they're hoping for these guys, and that's why all these young coaches are getting a shot at it. So I saw a thing that ABC wants to get into the NFL packet now, and all these the market. The last year the ratings were down. This year the ratings spiked up, I guess, because they changed a lot of stuff. And this year you didn't see any national anthems, because that's why they did it, so that you wouldn't see these guys being, kneeling and doing whatever they do. I never heard anything, but they didn't show it on TV. So TV got smart and said we're not going to controversial enough. They got rid of it. But CBS and Fox, they still hold the rights of the TV package for just regular TV until 2022. You got ESPN and ABC, they got the Monday night until 2021. And then Thursday, Fox and NBC has Sunday night for a while. And then you got these other guys like Yahoo, Amazon, all these guys want to jump in. They all want to have a piece of the action. All the streaming stuff, streaming this, streaming that. They're all going down. You see my co-host here, Cat in the Hat and Felix the Cat. I think this is my wife's stuff. Until I get a co-host. Anybody want to come in and co-host? Sit down, hang around, and we'll do it all together. We got Vince D'Amico on. Everybody can see who's on there. This is Vince. You need a realtor. Vince is in town, boy. He's a good guy. So if you need a realtor, look for Vince D'Amico. How you doing, Vince? So, yeah, so that's what they want for the ratings and getting all that stuff. And they said the Jets just hired Case from the Dolphins. So the Jets got their head coach with only one more vacancies left unless somebody else goes. And none of them have Browns got Kitchens. So they didn't take Williams. I would have hired Williams. Williams is a tough dude. I would have taken Williams over Kitchens, but I'm not the guy that's paying them the money. So that's all hearsay of what they do. But yeah. So the Chargers and the Pats. Who would you take in that game? The Chargers got a lot to, they're not going to be on the high horse this time. They don't have to put 7 in the box because they're going to be playing, 41-year-old Tom Brady, because he's going to pass on them. So they can't put 7 in the box. He's going to let it fly. Brady for his career rushed 580 times for 1,445 yards. Our rookie Lamar rushed 685 yards in 8 games. And Mr. Brady did 1,000 in 17 years. He has 1.7 yards a carry, so does Brady. So he ain't looking to run the ball anywhere. So you don't need to put fast guys up there, but you better be able to, cover the receivers and make sure he don't go downhill on you and take you out of the game. He threw for 4,355 yards. He had a 97 passer rating. That's the lowest he's been, below 102. He has 5 Super Bowls, 4-time Super Bowl MVP. And he's the GOAT of the NFL. He's the best quarterback around. So, and their defense is ranked 7th. So, we'll see what happens. And then I think they said that there's going to be the first female official for a playoff game. That the lady Sarah Thomas will be the first female official to ever ref a playoff game. So, and they're held by merit, so they get reviewed all the time to see what they did. So she earned her spot. It's not like, hey, we're giving it to her. She has to earn that spot. They go through all the tapes and they look at all the calls and the things that they do. So nobody that gets in these games are given. They have to earn it to get to the playoffs and the Super Bowl and all that stuff. And she earns her spot, and she's going to be the first female ref to ever do a playoff football game. So in Duke, in the NCAA, you got Duke. Zion Williams flashing around doing 360 dunks. And he says that's not all he does. So he put up, a season high 30 points against Wake Forest. He's shooting inside, outside. So he put the full game. He's not just a dunker. He's a basketball player. And he can play inside and outside. And that's what he wants to do. So that's what he wants to be considered. Not just a dunker. He's not the flash guy. He can still play. So the Falcons hired their coach today, Derek Cutter, as an offensive coordinator. So he stays in the NFC. So the Falcons, he's the offensive coordinator, and he stayed in the NFC South. So Matt LaFleur got hired for Green Bay, Kingsbury for the Cardinals, Arian for the Bucks, Kitchens for the Browns. Denver hired the Bears defensive coordinator, Vince Fagino, whatever, and Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is using Ryan Leftwich as their offensive coordinator. That's a lot of stuff. So they had rankings on some of these things here. For the rookie, Lamar Jackson was number 12, quarterback. Sam Darnold was number 13. Josh Allen was 14. And number 1 was Saquon Barkley. for the Giants, running back. Number 2 was Baker Mayfield. And then number 3 was the Chargers defensive back, and a defensive lineman for the Colts was number 4. Number 6 was Quentin Nelson. And where was the linebacker? The linebacker for the Cowboys was number 8. He did pretty good out there. Nick Chubb was number 9. Dante Ward was number 10. He was a cornerback. But they were all the rookies, and that's what their rankings were. So the rookies were in town, and that's what everybody gets. So that college football game, that quarterback Lawrence, he's going to be the next best thing. He's going to be the high power. He brought Clemson. So Clemson now has been rated number 1 for the second time this year. So now they're number 1. Alabama's number 2. Lawrence, I don't know if he's going to stick around. A true freshman, he gets put in the spot, and what's he do? Takes him to the national championship, 15-0. First team to do that since who knows when, 19-something. So that's what they did. So that kid's going to be a superstar, I hope he doesn't turn out like the one guy, Ryan Leaf. Ryan Leaf was supposed to be the almighty, and that guy was the biggest bust for the Chargers. That guy was terrible. But he was a big dude. He had a strong arm, Leaf, and he never panned out. And this kid, man, he looks like, so I called him, he looked like Jeff Spicoli. Other guys today said he looked like the guy Sunshine from my favorite movie, Remember the Titans. If anybody knows that movie, you're a true football guy, because that's one great movie. Remember the Titans. Hey, Sunshine. That was a good one. That was my all-time favorite. Me and my family, we watched that all the time. We'll sit there and we'll just replay it and watch Remember the Titans. The Orioles, they focused on on removing themselves from last place in the cellar and making their farm system better. So they've done a couple of moves. They signed the catcher Carlos Perez. They acquired Austin Bryce off of waivers. He's a reliever. Chance Cisco, their top prospect, isn't such a top prospect because he went 188 and his defense wasn't all that good, and they put him back at Norfolk. So they had to go out and they got themselves a backup, a guy. If he can play well, he might find himself on the roster. But this guy Perez can do something. They still got they never tendered Caleb Joseph. And then they got Wayne, whatever his name is. That he came in, he hit like 244. He's a 28-year-old. He's been in the minors, but he came up last year and he did some stuff for him. So the O's need plenty of infield help. Austin Waynes is his name. He hit 255 in 42 games. Perez was at it. He was just at it for death. So spring training's around the corner. And, we need to fill some spots. We need guys, half the guys that there can't play the infield. So we need middle infield help. We need some corner help. We need a third baseman. We need second. We need short. So they got to look at all these guys. And they got to get these guys, see what they're going to do with some of these guys. Chris Davis got to get him turned around to make sure that he has a productive year. And so baseball season's coming up, and we'll see what's going on. But now, the Ravens, they got the 22nd pick in the draft. So John Harbaugh said that they're working on the deal, that both sides are talking and they're getting together and they'll be working on the deal. And that he should be staying in Baltimore, like he said. So 7 seasons he's made it to the playoffs, and he's won the Super Bowl in 11 years. He's had 7 playoff appearances. So Flacco, they say that Flacco will be on the trade market, and he's going to be on the trade market. So they're not going to cut him. They think they can get something for him. He's worth $63 million is what they owe him this year, like 21 or something. Oh, $18.5 million is his salary. He's due $63 million the next 3 years, and that's not even the top 10 quarterback. That's a middle of the road. Quarterbacks like Bradford got $20 million in free agency, so they're hoping that they get some kind of pick for him if they can trade him, that they get something for him, and they're hoping that somebody will take that. Somebody be willing to trade. And the teams that they say are looking at them are Miami, Jacksonville, Denver, and the Redskins. They say Jacksonville should take him, but another team that's looking at him, they said Denver because of his big arm and Elway. And, Elway, he likes the big arm quarterback. I don't know if he would go out that far. I think he wants to stay here, around here. I'm saying he's going to go to the Redskins, but I don't know how much money they got. The Redskins want to pop him around. I don't know if he'd go there either, but like I said, we're getting ready. This was the last of the Ozzie Newsome era. We'll see what DeCosta does with this, see how if he still keeps the pipeline to Alabama open. We'll see how next year goes. They got the 22nd pick. I think they got to go for speed rush. Outside linebackers, they got to go back on defense because their defense is gonna take a little hit when they do this revamp and reshuffle and all the stuff that happens after you get bounced from the playoffs. And they have the guys' contracts that are getting up there, so they'll have to do some work. Like I said before, the Browns hired Kitchen as their new head coach for development of Baker Mayfield in the offense. That's why they said they picked him over Williams, because of what he did with Mayfield, and Mayfield was able to excel. I don't know if that guy helped him get 27 touchdowns. I think that kid just has a natural. He can throw the ball on the spot, and he's a gutsy player. He's a fiery guy. He's a competitor. So any kind of coaching, I don't know what old Hugh did with them, but whatever. Kitchen turned him around and found himself now as a head coach. So we'll see. That's probably the best position to get right there, because that team was stacked. They have their franchise quarterback. They got Chubbs at running back. They got Garrett on defense. They got corners. So they're a stacked team. All those picks that they got, they're coming together. They got a good offensive line, good defense. Like I said, that's probably the best coaching position to fill. Whoever had that, it's in the making to not be a team that comes in here and you're going to win easily anymore. You're going to have to put your best effort forward because they're going to come out and they're going to be right at you now, playing you to the wire, just like our game. We barely got out of there. So the Broncos also hired, like I told you, defensive coordinator from the Bears. They gave him a 4-year deal. Vic Fangio, whatever his name is, but they got him from the Bears. They gave him a 4-year deal. So there's only one spot left. And we'll see who comes up with that one. It's all up there. I can't see this one. It doesn't move to see it when I ended. But this is Mike Nasty. This is the Fat Man. Like I told you, I got a couple co-hosts, and I had my producer Andy running around. She was flicking back and forth, doing whatever that's called. But I got a Cat in the Hat, and that's Felix the Cat for you younger kids that don't know who that one is. That's Felix the Hat, but that's Cat in the Hat. They're hanging out. They're hanging out with me doing my co-host routine because I don't have one. I have one sometimes on Sunday. Once he did it with me, but we'll see. But that was all football talk right there, boy. But you had the Maryland Terrapins. They're in a 4-game win streak. I think they're 13-3. They played Minnesota. Cowan had 21 points. This is their 4th straight win. They're 4-1 in the Big Ten now. We'll see what they do when they start playing the upper echelon of the Big Ten. Right now, I think they play Indiana next, and then their big test will be Wisconsin. Both those games are at home. So, and it should be filled up. Last game that they had at home, I think it was against Rutgers or somebody. There was nobody there. The kids were out of school. Nobody was there. There was like 11,000 or something. So this one, more people. Indiana's a good one, and Wisconsin usually draws. And the students will be in, so that should be good for them. But that's the Maryland Terrapins. And the women are still number 4. I don't think they moved up in the rankings. But Brenda Freeze always has a good squad out there, like I say. So women's basketball is fun to watch. I like watching it because it's more style, they crisp passes, they're not slam a jam and dunking it, but They do make some moves. They can handle the ball. They can dribble well. I mean, it's exciting. It's not a boring game. Even though they don't dunk, they still can pass and pass on the thread and in between people, and it's still a good game, and it's a fast game. That's why it's good because it moves. You know, it's not sloppy. They're pretty technical. They're good at what they do. They space the floor well, especially the Maryland team. And UConn, one of the best coaches around. You can't beat that team, man. That guy's been in it and will always be there. Along with the Tennessee lady that passed away, she was one heck of a coach. She had the record. Her and Connecticut, they were always in it together. But women's basketball isn't bad to watch. My daughter, they brought a lady in from Maryland, and she helped them on Saturday. That girl, she knew what she was doing, teaching them different ways how to defend people and contest and to keep them from penetrating and driving by you. Oh, I'm trying everything. Well, who's on there? Come join. Nobody's on here. Oh, somebody left me. YouTube, they all left me. I got anybody up there? Oh, it's my daughter. Hi, Annie. So right now you got the Bucks in Houston. Houston has the Bucks 60-54. We had the Celtics in the NBA 128-98 over the Pacers. You got the Wizards beating the 76ers with 6 minutes in the fourth, 106-90, and that's without John Wall. A couple guys are out there for them. They've been riddled. They're hurt. They're number 11 right now to get in, so they're a few games back to get into the playoffs to get that 8th spot. But I don't know if they're gonna make it. The Bucks. The Bucks and the Rockets. I told you are 60-54. The Grizzlies are beating the Spurs 42-31. Tonight, you got the Lakers and the Pistons. In college basketball, you got Rutgers. Rutgers is beating Ohio State by 3 in the second with 6 minutes. That's a big one. Ohio State 16. Rutgers ain't right. We got Marquette and Creighton. They're tied 85 at the end of the second. And then you got Clemson and Syracuse. Syracuse has them 34-22. So this is your sports update with all the stuff that's going on. Some games that just started. You got Virginia and Boston College 9-9. Kansas against TCU. Miami and Florida State are just starting. You have Virginia Tech's a final over Georgia Tech 50-49. Ole Miss over Auburn. Number 11 Auburn just went down. And Rhode Island's a final over Richmond 78-67. That's college basketball. Then we got women's TCU, Ohio, Iowa State 86-51. Iowa State, Kansas State 42-43 over Baylor. That's a close one. Oklahoma and Texas. Texas is up 53-45. And like I said, they're number 3, UConn, 82-38 over Cincinnati. In NHL hockey, you got the Predators and the Blackhawks right now. In the second period, you got the Predators up 2-1. Tonight, you got the Avalanche and Flame, and the Senators and the Ducks tonight. So you got a lot of stuff going on, a lot of things. If you're a sports guy, you like to watch TV. So I see here the Clemson's defensive tackle, Lawrence, he's going to enter the NFL draft. That's the tackle, not the quarterback for Clemson. He's going to go into the NFL draft. And then Alabama, QB Hurst, he's going to transfer. So Hurst is going to transfer and play for somebody else. Maybe he can come to Maryland because we need a couple quarterbacks. We were supposed to have Haskins. Haskins was a Maryland boy. He ended up going to Ohio State. He was going to come to Maryland, and then he backed out and went to Ohio State. I think we need Hurst to run us because Maryland always has trouble with quarterbacks. They go through 2-3 a year. Achilles, all that stuff. They always tear their Achilles or ACLs. Always put our quarterbacks out in Maryland. Who knows? It could be the system, but I don't know if it's the system. We'll see what the new guy does. And he's an Alabama guy, so he might be coming to Maryland because he has ties with the coach. Loxley was from Alabama, so he might be coming here. That would be a good thing. See if he can get him. They say James Harden is disrupting basketball greatness. I think he had 7 games or something where he was hitting over 40 or something. That was a record. And then he went flat for 1 game, but he's back at, too bad the guy can't play defense, but he can play a heck of an offense. He can carry the team offensively on his shoulders. Defensively, can't stop anybody worth a lick. But that's just me. I was running around today playing with the basketball team. I thought I was going to have a heart attack. Sweating, my head was sweating and sweating. I was like, whew, too old for that stuff now. 52-year-old fat man. I think I got a new video up. It's 145 squat challenge. So I'm trying to do in 30 days 350 squats. By the end, I'm going to be doing 350 at once. So I put a squat challenge out there to you fat guys. For the fat man, Mike Nasty. Right now, it's on day 13, and it's 145. And that should be up on YouTube if you don't have my... Look, even my shirt says Fat Man Workouts. You see that? Fat Man Workouts. And this is the fat man, Mike Nasty. So that's what we got going on with the fat man. And you're at Sports Talk, late night Sports Talk with the fat guy. I don't know, but yeah, there's the Chargers and the Patriots. Going through the Patriots, I told you last night, it's a tough one. The Chargers, and like I said, they don't have to be on their horse now. They can sit back. They just got to, keep Brady from not tearing them up. But they got good young corners there, so Chargers should be up to it. Rivers should be up for it. They're 8-0 on the road. And I told you, New England's 8-0 at home, so there's the matchup. And LeBron's back for the Lakers. He should be playing tonight, they said. So he's back off his growing stream. So LeBron's ready to play. They win the flags. But that should be... The Lakers should be getting back on top. I think they're number 8 in their rank. Being ranked number 8 when it comes to the playoffs. It's burn. So, basketball season's up. Are you guys getting ready? March comes around, we'll be on the lacrosse fields. Some of you guys are indoor training now, doing all that stuff. See you on the lacrosse fields out there. Everywhere. I don't see many of you guys on the softball fields. Not many girls out of here go to gold softball. Look, there goes one of my co-hosts. He hit the deck. It's Cat in the Hat. Hit the deck. My co-host had too much to drink. My Cat in the Hat. He took a dive. He was flopping. But that's what you have when you got a stuffed cat in the hat. He took a flop. But he's back, and he's the cat, and he's in the hat. But yep. That's what we have. That's what we're doing. See if there's anything else. But, okay. Those cigarettes are burned out. I don't have a. The Giants changed their park to Oracle Park after AT&T split, so it's not AT&T. It's called Oracle Park now. They accidentally leaked it. So they win 3 games. Peyton, they get a $225K bonus. They make it to the Super Bowl if they win 3 games. That's Sean Payton from New Orleans. Says they get big money. They had a college football 5-star recruit, an offensive tackle. Miles Hinton commits to Stanford. These young kids that are getting ready to go into the college football, their signing period and all that stuff. They're getting ready. As I said, Jets hired Adam Case. Well, one of the linemen from Alabama, Davis, is staying. He's skipping. He's not going to go to the draft. He's going to stay and come back for his senior season. Let's see. Odds on Jalen Hurts next team. Houston is 150, Arizona 300, Maryland 400, UCLA. So Maryland is in the poll for Jalen Hurts sighting. We'll see. See if he can stay from not getting hurt. They still don't have anywhere. On Machado and Harper. They say Machado's going to the White Sox. Harper's supposed to go to the Phillies. Haven't read anything about them yet. But that's baseball news. See what the trade deadline brings out then. But and the NBA, they're getting ready to make some trades. They got a little bit longer to see what moves they're going to make. You know, Wall was trying to get out of Washington, but now he's out with an ACL, so he's not going anywhere. I think Beal, they said, wanted to be traded because him and Wall don't get along, but you got to stay down. And I think they made a trade for somebody a while ago, but that's the Washington Wizards. And this is Mike Nasty. I've been on here a while, so this is, if you view me, you view me. If you don't, you don't. The fat man, he's in town. He's all around. He's the all-around fat man. You see me anywhere you see me. Just say hello to the fat man, Mike Nasty. I tell you, sports talk, late night, right now, Wednesday night, 9:25. This is a late night for the fat man, Mike Nasty. Tomorrow I'll be making one of my workout videos because it's on the Thursday. So if you got my YouTube channel, I'll do a couple workouts. I've done some agility stuff, you know. We're working out with the fat man. Like I told you, I did 145 squats for my fat man challenge. And you fat guys want to do some squats. Let's go out and get it done. Get yourself off the couch. Get yourself rocking. Get yourself off the couch. Because the fat man, he tries to stay fat, but not fat. So the fat man's working. Everybody else should be working with the fat man, Mike Nasty. I'll see you again. I won't see you tomorrow night because I'll be at basketball. We play Century. The girls play Century. And then Friday, the boys play Century. That's a big matchup, in county matchup. The boys are 4-0, and the girls are at the cellar, fighting for the cellar. See who's the worst. So, any of you Century people out there, Crumbach, who want to come watch, we'll be up in your way tomorrow in your neck of the woods. The fat man will be there. Fat man Mike Nasty will be in Century. 4 o'clock on the bus. We'll be there by 4:15. I'll see you at Century. For the cellar dwellers. There we go, fat man Mike Nasty. Everybody have a good night. Thanks for watching. The fat man, Mike Nasty.